live, and I wanted to review them all with you and see where the big changes are and see if it's going to impact the foreseeable future. So let's go ahead and get started here. They've made some item drop changes. They said that we've modified the rarity value at which normal items no longer drop. This means that unique bosses will never drop normal items except for a select few early in the game. Okay, so then when we kill unique bosses, we'll actually don't have to fear just seeing a bunch of white bases, basically. We have half the amount of rare gold drops, which is nice. This means that if you roll a rare item, you get more rare equipment or rare currency instead of gold. Okay, and rare gold piles are now twice as large, so you still get the same amount of currency. Okay, so basically they've increased the amount of, or they increased the odds that you'll get either a rare item or a rare currency instead of gold. And then instead of dropping the currency of the drop, or reducing the currency of gold drops, they've just doubled the stack so that over time, on average, you'll get about the same amount of gold, which is good. So you basically get double the items now. Interesting. Gold magic currency, quality currency, flasks, charms, and runes are now much less likely to drop from monsters with high item rarity. Okay, that's good. So this kind of incentivizes you to make sure you have high item rarity when you run maps. So you better be throwing your item rarity on your tablets and your gear and your maps. That way, you essentially remove a bunch of these dead drops from the table. These three changes generally result in around 20 to 30 more rare currency to your exalted orbs, your orbs of alchemy, regals, etc. That's a pretty big amount there, 20 to 30% more rare currency. That's good. Tier 2 rare items now drop 4 times as often. Tier 3 to 5 now drop 30% more often. The more modifiers of tiered rares have also been improved by cutting out more low-level modifiers, making them better on average than before. That's great. So we'll be seeing items tiered much more often than before. Okay, so we'll essentially have more items to use in the recombinator. Tier 2 and higher magic items now drop around 5 times as often. Okay. The low-level modifier culling of tiered magics have been significantly improved, with Tier 2 now culling 50% of the modifier range and improving from there. Tier 5 magic items will usually only roll the highest modifier available for any given type. Oh, wow! This means that tiered magic items will be much better starting point for crafting. Okay, this has huge implications. That means if you're looking at a tier 5 magic item on the ground, you're not just running past it anymore. You actually want to pick it up and roll it. Okay, that's actually huge right there. I gotta kind of make a mental note of this for later. Okay, unique monsters. Except for having a few unique bosses at the start of Act 1, all unique monsters will always drop a rare item. Okay, this is more looks like a campaign thing. It says all unique monsters will drop a rare item. So for me, it's all just pinnacle bosses, right? I'm not really grinding campaigns over and over and over, but it'll affect the campaign. So as you're killing the bosses, you will see a rare item, which is good for your gearing as you're running through the campaign. And in the campaign, you only get the guaranteed rare item the first time you kill each boss, which makes sense, right? You don't want to just like reset the instance, kill the boss, reset the instance, kill a boss. In maps, you always get it. Okay. All right, so when you reach end game and you're killing unique bosses, they're always going to drop a rare item for you, which makes sense. I mean, you're not really killing bosses for the rare item anyways, or not rare, map bosses for the rare items, but it's good to know that you're not just going to see a bunch of white bases anymore. Now you'll be guaranteed a rare at the bare minimum upside, on top of already getting your map sustain, right? You're getting back your whatever tier you ran in return. Okay, nothing really big there. Asmarian wisps. Okay, rare monsters possessed by Asmarian wisps are now always drop a rare item. Okay, so they had the same such as the unique monsters here. Fixed a bug where the first wisp in the Grellwood didn't have its item rarity or quantity stats. Okay, this doesn't really affect anybody not running the campaign. So, I don't know if this is going to make Asmerian wisps good. You're basically doing the wisps to get the rabbit foot or the foxes, something. They're worth a lot of currency. That's pretty much what you're hoping for. Everything else is, not really worth anything. I wonder if now guaranteeing a rare item will make it more lucrative to run Asmerian wisps, because remember, they just changed also the tiering system. You're going to see rare items drop higher tiers much more often, 4 times more often, and tier 3 30% more often. So I'm wondering now if it's always going to guarantee a rare every time you kill a wisp. And if you're getting maybe 2-3 wisps per map, there are maps where I've gotten like 3-4 wisps before. Will you start getting a ton of items to be able to use in the recombinator? If you're someone that likes to, flip items, recombinate, put them together, and sell, this might be lucrative for you. All right, rare changes to rare and magic chests. Magic chests have drastically increased item rarity and quantity, and also guarantee at least a magic item. Okay, these are for magic chests. They are approximately as rewarding as rare chests were before. Oh wow, that's actually a pretty big change. Rare chests also have drastically increased item rarity and quantity, and guarantee at least a rare item. Okay, so everything is getting the same kind of care here. There's a trend. Everything is going to be guaranteeing a rare. I wonder if this means the prices of rares and crafting bases is going to plummet, because in theory, there should be a lot more on the market. It'll be a lot more accessible for everybody to recombinator. That is, of course, if everyone's taking advantage of it, or if the only thing that's going to happen is give the people that actually enjoy crafting more mats to craft with. But I guess at least if you're not a crafter, there'll be, I guess you could be making less money because there'll be a lot more supply of it. The same demand. Well, if you're a crafter, you'll be happy. In cruel difficulty, chests get a further 50% more item quantity and item rarity, and 100% more in the end game. Wow. Okay, so magic chests will be as lucrative as rare chests were, and rare chests are getting 100% item rarity and quantity in the end game. This might make rare chests lucrative. How lucrative? I don't know. I also saw that the boxes that you get from the Trial of Secamus are following suit. So this might change the way that people farm some items or farm currency. Maybe chests are going to be good. I mean, we'll try it. We'll change the atlas and we'll test it. We have changed the map modifiers and increased the chance of finding magic and rare chests to instead add a fixed number of additional magic or rare chests. Ooh, this might be good. Okay, so is this going to also change the atlas? Because the atlas says you get like 40% chance to get magic and rare chests, I think. There's a note on the atlas. So you can get a flat number of increased magic and rare on a map. But what about the atlas? Once I'm able to get in the game, we'll check it out. For strong boxes, they've got item increase and item rarity, guaranteeing a rare item as well as getting 50% more item quantity and item rarity. That's in cruel, and 100% more in the end game. Okay, well, I ran a ton of strong boxes, and they weren't that good. The researchers, man, I think I got 1 divine out of like 100 strong boxes. So if it's like 1 in 100, maybe 1 in 50 feels better. I don't know. They said they also made it so they have a higher chance to drop rare currency instead of magic currency from the researcher strongbox. So maybe the thing you're going to want to do now is put points into the researcher strongboxes, because they're going to have 100% more item rarity and quantity. And maybe when you open them, you don't get 10 transmutes or, a vol, or maybe now you're getting like 5 exalts. right? Or maybe you're getting like 8 Regals and an Exile. I don't know. That's way better than before. Because I want to get excited when I find a strong box. I don't just want to pass it by going, it's probably going to be garbage. Why even bother? So this might be good. Reduce the variance and the number of item strong boxes drops. They should be more consistently drop a good number of items. I'll believe it when I see it. You know, we'll try it out. So what we'll do is we'll change the atlas for strong boxes, and we're already running wisps, so we'll test that first. Then we'll switch it to chests and strong boxes, and we'll see if that works. Now the Trial of Secamus got some buffs as well. This is great because I know there's a lot of people that love to run it to buy and flip either jewels or relics, or they go for the relic from Xerok, the boss. But there's some changes here for the boxes that you get with you can use to open the keys. So the regular bronze chest now has the same base balance as rare chests in normal difficulty campaign, including guaranteeing a rare item. Okay, so bronze chests basically got an upgrade there. Silver and gold chests increase item rarity and item quantity by values significantly higher than before. Okay, so silver chests won't suck as much, is what I'm hearing. Arcanist chests have had the same improvements to drop composition as research strongboxes. Yeah, I hear that. This is quite interesting. Arcanist chests, because this gives you the currency. So if they've had the same improvement as the researcher strongbox, and if you look up here, it's much higher to drop the rare currency instead of magic, and it's have its rarity and item quantity increased by 100%. It might be good to start farming Trial of Secamus and hitting those Arcanist chests. It might be a good idea. I'm gonna probably run a bunch of those. Maybe not tonight, but maybe tomorrow. Because today I'm gonna do some mapping testing. Can you turn the light back on, please? Thank you. Okay. Arcanist chests, currency, and royal chest jewels are much more common. That's awesome. Those are like the two main ones that you always love to see. Yeah, so Secamus is getting some pretty big upgrades here from what I'm seeing. The chance of getting silver and gold keys as room rewards instead of bronze keys have been significantly increased. You love to hear that. Oh, wow. Trial of Secamus might be worth farming now. All right, Trial of Chaos. This has been needing a buff. As you continue to increase the level you play in the Trial of Chaos, corrupted rares are phased out. Thank God. It was a cool concept early, but like how many times have you got something that was good, but oh, you can't put socket on there, or it's missing a mod or two. You know what I mean? It's super unfortunate, so you love to hear that. Corrupted rares are phased out from the rewards, and rare currency stacks are phased in. Not rare currency like one Regal Orb or one Exalt. Now it's stacks of currency are phased in. How big of stacks? I don't know. But if I see like 5-10 Exalts as a reward for finishing one room, that could be lucrative. Imagine if it's just 5. 5 per room, and there's what? 10 rooms? I'll make 50 Chaos a run. Or not Chaos, but Exalts. On top of all of the Soul Cores at the end. Because right now it's really bad. There is one Soul Core that is lucrative. I think it's like 110 Exalt last time I checked. The rest of everything averages out at around like 6 Exalt. So it's not even lucrative to run anymore. But this change might make it worth running Trial of Chaos. Okay, so we're going to have to be running a bunch of Trial of Secamus tomorrow to see if these Arcanist boxes are worth farming. Because at the end of every run, you get that big giant room with a bunch of boxes. So maybe you target farm these Arcanist chests if they're going to have double rarity and quantity. And then maybe it's worth running a bunch of trials to test out what the currency stacks are. All right, so there might be a shift in meta for grinding out currency here. It might not be about getting your tablets and setting your maps up and then juicing the maps up and then, putting the delirium on there. It might not be about that anymore. If these other game modes can be competitive, you might got some options now. All right, Expedition. Expedition magic and rare chests now have the same balance as the other endgame magic and rare chests. Thank you. Thank you. How many times have you gotten a logbook and you're like, I don't want to run that. It's garbage. But now, if you've got 100% item rarity and quantity and your guarantee are rare, maybe it's worth doing. Maybe those logbooks skyrocket in value. In fact, I might start buying a bunch of logbooks when I log in. This might be free money. Oh, I wonder if the values on the remnants are going to be multiplicative. Because if the magic and the rare chests have double item quantity and rarity, there's nothing in the patch notes that said they had the upsides lowered. In the patch notes, it said the upsides were increased. So if they're multiplicative, you might want to actually get logbooks and run them. Find the remnants that say increased rarity and quantity on chests, and then just go target farm chests. That might be another way to farm. We have a lot of things to test. I got to write that down. But I'm definitely going to go buy a bunch of logbooks the second I log in. Because I think the price of logbooks are going to skyrocket if that's the case. Because right now, as it stands, no one's trying to run it, right? A logbook might be 5 to 10x. No one cares. You get one, whatever. But now you might be wanting to run it. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, normal expedition chests have also been improved. Okay, we also fixed a bug where increased chest item rarity from expedition remnants was not multiplying correctly with the chest item rarity that the chest already had. Yeah, we were seeing this. These remnants will have a greater effect. That's amazing. I love to hear. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it, right? If I open a bunch of these chests up and I'm all of a sudden getting a bunch of rewards and it's lucrative all of a sudden, you better believe I'm going to be running more of them right now. All right, buffed the rewards for most expedition remnant mods. That's great. Doubled the number of expedition artifacts. I don't really care much about artifacts. I don't really sell for much. It's just like a little extra. Of course, you need it for the Recombinator stuff, but I guess doubling the amount. Oh, you know what? I think the value of this might increase too. This is a good change for them. Because if they're going to adjust the amount of rares that you're getting, make it an almost it is a guaranteed drop on the wisps and a bunch of other things, and they're increasing the tier drops of magic items, you're going to need a lot more coinage to keep recombinatoring. So this might be good here. Expedition remnant upside modifiers have generally been buffed. Good. Several expedition remnant downsides have been adjusted. This is a much needed change. I don't know if you guys have gone on your Atlas tree and gotten the increase to remnants, but if you do that and you've juiced your maps, the remnant gives like the mobs 125, 150% extra damage. If you get like 2 of these, it doesn't matter what you do. There's like 2 or 3 of the unearthed guys that'll one-shot you from off the screen. Like you'll just see under your feet either a rune or a little cloud or a sword come at you, and I've been at 10k energy shield, poof, dead. Doesn't matter. So having these adjusted is huge. As to how much, we'll see. But this I'm excited. Getting one-shotted off screen is not fun. The Expedition Remnant modifier that caused monsters to have a 100% chance to avoid being chilled, froze, or ignited and shocked has been replaced with a modifier that increases their elemental threshold. Yeah, this is a nice change. If you're a build that was activated by chilled, like let's say you were a build that runs off of chilled or runs off of frozen, all of a sudden all the enemies are immune. It was already bad enough that they got immunity to damage types, but they also had to get immune to chill and freeze. That was kind of annoying. So you like to see this. And there's 2 new Expedition Remnant upside modifiers have been added, and they can be found in the map areas. Okay, cool. Okay, so overall good changes so far. Delirium. Okay, here we go. Increase the amount of item rarity per depth in Delirium encounters. Okay, that's awesome. It increases to approximately 2.5 times what it was before. That's a huge amount. I mean, you were already incentivized to put Delirium on the encounters. The Delirious percentage scaling with waves. Oh, it's talking about the Simulacrum. I'm sorry. The percentage scaling with waves in Simulacrum has been reduced. Each wave now adds 5% Delirious. Yeah, that's needed because how are you going to nerf every single spell, all the different builds, but then just leave still the simulacrum encounter as powerful as it was. There's like already a lot of builds couldn't do simulacrum 4. And then you nerf everything to the ground and you expect everyone to be able to walk in there and do it again? This needed to happen. And then it goes up to a maximum of 75 at difficulty 0, previously 100, so down 25%. And then 150 at max difficulty, previously 140. Not a big drop there, actually. I expected to see this much lower, like at 100, not 115. It's still going to be difficult for most builds. I would say that the majority of builds still won't be able to do Simulacrum difficulty 4. Many Simulacrum modifiers have had the benefits they provide to Delirium monsters reduced. Yeah, that needed to happen. It already sucks that they take a ton less damage. They do more damage, and on top of that, they're going to have all the modifiers that increase their stats. These are all good changes. We'll go run some Delirium, some Simulacrum, and see if we can do it. All right, accessibility to pinnacle content. This will be interesting. Reduces the number of corrupted nexus you need to complete your act. Thank you. I don't even want to finish the sentence. I mean, who enjoys running around finding the corrupted nexus? If you accidentally failed it, or if you did it like what I did, I didn't put the right tier map in there, so I didn't get anything. You know how frustrating it was to go like 15 maps to finally find an nexus, make a mistake, and then have to do another 15 maps to find another one, dude? I was so angry. So each corrupted nexus now grants 5 skill points instead of 2, allowing you to complete the text much further. That's 2.5 times faster. I'm jealous of everybody who hasn't done that yet. You'll never know the pain of it. Increase the visibility of corrupted nexus so that you can now see them further away. I don't know why this wasn't always a thing. Like, you want to have something to chase in the fog. It doesn't have to be apparent or overly obvious. You still have to go from map node to map node and kind of choose the path that you want to go to, figure out what towers you want so you can put in your tablets, so you're not just going to go clear everything. So just having a little indicator like, hey, I'm over here. You might want to come this way. That is wanted. I think is warranted here. That's a very good change. As to what the indicator will look like, we'll see when we get in the game. Atlas passive tree points have been retroactively granted. Okay, there are a few scenarios where you'll have fewer Atlas points after this patch. In that case, your Atlas skill has been reset. Okay, so we're getting a free Atlas passive tree reset. That's fine. Breach splinter drop rates have been increased by 50%. That's awesome, because unless you're playing like a very select few builds, you can't press one button and wave clear at crazy speeds and get tons of breach splinters. So if you're playing like a regular build, this is a much needed buff. Delirium splinters now have its drop rates increased by 80%. Again, much needed for the same reason. The chance of finding audience with a king in ritual is increased by 50%. That means the price of audience with a king is going to plummet. Right now, off the top of my head, I think it was like somewhere between 40 and 50 exalt. So if it's 50% more likely to show up, I imagine it's going to be maybe like 20 to 30-ish. I don't know how much more people are going to want to be doing these, because no one's trying to farm, like target farm the hand of action, wisdom in action. But this will be good for people that don't have their points. Go pick it up. Now will be the time. All right, player changes. Trinity now provides 3 to 6 more elemental damage with attacks. I won't get too far into the player changes unless something is like egregiously obvious. Bearer's Anguish Dowsing Charm no longer guarantees a critical hit. Most skills that have no mana cost, which you don't cast yourself, now also have a granted hidden no skill cost stat, preventing them from gaining additional costs, such as Lich's Eldritch Empowerment. Okay. I mean, there's not very many builds that are gonna do anything too. Bursting Plague. Actually, I know a lot of builds that want to incorporate this in here, or they have tried to play with this. It adds 100% more damage per second. It used to be 200, so a lot less damage per second. Okay, give me an upside. It now stores up to a maximum of 20% of enemies' maximum life as plague. Okay, this is great. This is a buff. This isn't a nerf. If you're using bursting plague, you'll now have better AoE if you're playing poison. This is a win. The head unique helmet now causes damage from hits to be taken from your damageable companion's life before yours. It's a buff. If you like using this unique helmet, there you go. For people that love to use companions. Lightning bolts base radius is now 0.8 meters, previously 0.5, so there's a buff there for you guys. Impale inflicted on players now lasts 4 seconds, previously never expired. I don't remember me getting impaled too often with a buff. But I mean, if it was never expiring, that seems kind of silly. So now it expires. Flash grenade can no longer blind the user or their allies. I don't know why your flash grenade should be blinding you and your allies. It's kind of weird. But I'm sure that's a buff right there that you love. Battle Shout's triggered explosion now counts as a Warcry skill. I don't know anything about that. So I don't know if there's a build that revolves around this. But if it's tagged as a Warcry skill, you'll now benefit from the jewels that have increases to Warcry skill. So if you use that skill, I imagine the price of that is going to skyrocket once people figure it out. So if you are a Battle Shout triggering build, go buy those jewels now. Hazards created by rearming will no longer count towards the maximum allowed of that hazard type. Again, don't know much about that. You got to let me know if that's a big improvement or not. Other changes and improvements. Existing crystalline cores that are no longer obtainable have been deleted. Okay. Scepters, wands, and staves can now correctly roll an additional rune socket as a thank you. All right, so now when you're corrupting your scepters and your wands, you can now hit double rune socket, which is huge. All of you minion builds out there that you needed like that extra 10 or the extra 10 spirit, now you can roll 20. Or if you wanted 60% more damage, now you can roll 2 sockets. So now you have an incentive to push your build further and corrupt all of your scepters. Same thing with you spellcasters. The staves, nobody's playing stav right now, so no one's going to care about that. But the scepters and wands, being able to get that second socket is going to be nice. The number of monsters in the Trial of Chaos areas have been reduced at 65 and below. I mean, it doesn't really affect anybody. I only care about changes that are like, end game. Blade Lash Transcendent melee damage has been reduced, and their attack distance has been adjusted. Okay. The Leaf Slam skill used by Vile Imps and Earth Urchins can now be dodgeable. This is awesome. So now when you see them fly at you, you can dodge it or block it. Just hold up your shield. I use a parry all the time. And it can be evaded. So that's actually a big change right there. If you want increased survivability, there you go. Unwalker's Scarab Clouds now deal less damage less frequently. No, deals damage less frequently. I don't remember which one this is, but it just sounds good. Ferritin Bladebringer's Detonate skill has had his damage slightly lowered. I don't like slightly. It needs to be way lower. Because have you ever picked up an item and then the Ferritin Bladebringer detonates a dude next to you and then you just get one tapped? Or you're like, oh god, there's a guy hitting me. It definitely needs his damage lowered. Improve the visual effects of the stalking pustule monster. I don't know which one that is. Is it one of the cleanse monsters? Temporarily disabled the Vault Enforcer monster. Okay. Improve the visibility of connections between maps on the atlas. Okay, this is needed. I hope they're talking about, you know how when you're looking at the atlas and there's nodes and there's that white dotted line, but sometimes the white dotted line goes like under the atlas, so you can't tell if they're connected or not. I hope that's what it means. So it's more obvious that they're connected. They added minimap icons for the landmark rooms found in the Titan Grotto, the Deshar, and Mudon Quarry. Okay. Added a world map icon for the Titan's Fall and Titan's Grotto. Okay. Added checkpoints for the Twisted Domain. I don't know that we needed that, but okay. And then a bunch of bug fixes. Let's see if we can find anything that stands out. Oh, you know what? You know what does stand out to me? I think there is right here. Let's see. Fixed a bug where some persistent skills could have an incorrect spirit cost when affected by supports that should increase the cost. There's a lot of bugs. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but you could do some shenanigans with spirit costing persistent skills. You can put them on your second weapon set, turn them off, and then turn them back on. Take your weapon off, and you'd still keep it on there. Fix some instances where persistent minions were not being removed correctly. So you can like have a weapon swap 2, put your minion on there, take your weapon off, swap back, and all of a sudden you still have all your minions. That was happening too. There was a bug where Tame Beast could be activated in a weapon set that did not have the appropriate attribute. People are abusing these with the companions. That was going on, so that's gone. If you were doing it, shame on you, but now you can't do it anymore. Fixed the bug where the Lord of the Pit and the desert maps was not being affected. No one cares about that. Let's see, anything else that someone cares about? Fixed the bug where strong boxes with the singularity modifier would sometimes fail to drop a unique item. Yeah, we would care about that. Fixed the bug where the certain monster could re-emerge after being revived during a ritual encounter. Okay. Fixed the bug where the red boss arena perimeter blocker. Okay, I don't see anything else that's like, holy crap, and some client crashes. Okay, so the biggest takeaways here, in my view, is we're going to have to test out if this Asmerian Wisp does anything. Now that they're going to guarantee us a rare item and we have increased chances of getting higher tiered items, will this give us more chance at rare items with higher tiers to make it lucrative to farm essentially items for the Recombinator? We'll have to find out. It doesn't say that the Asmerian Wisp got increased to item rarity or item quantity, just that it guarantees a rare item. In my mind, that's a big negative because a bunch of other things got increased item quantity, item rarity, and increased the rarity of currency. So I think maybe Asmerian Wisp aren't as good. The only thing I could think of is you're farming it for the higher tier drops. The chests, I think chests might be a viable strategy. If you're already running maps, you might as well get your rare chests in there, more likely to give you items since they have 100% more quantity and rarity and increased chance of getting the rare type of currency. So you might want to put that on there. Strong boxes, I think you might want to test this as well, particularly the researchers' strong boxes now. They say they have a higher chance to drop the rare currency instead of the magic currency. So I'm thinking you're mapping, you're looking for the rare chests, you're looking for the strong boxes. Now you got like double the rarity quantity on there. So that might be another way to get more out of your maps to making sure you're not just breaking even. Because a lot of times what happens is you're breaking even on a map, you get unlucky, and it feels bad. So this will make it so that you'll more likely to be net positive. I'm happy about that. For people that don't like running maps, you don't want to juice maps, you don't want to set up tablets, I get it. Now you have some options. Trial of Chaos sucks right now because there's only one soul core that was any good. The rest of them were garbage. So you're averaging like 6 exalt per soul core. Was terrible. But now you're going to be able to get stacks of currency. If you read here, corrupted rares are phased out, and instead they have rare currency stacks. What does that mean? Can I get like a stack of divines? Can I get a stack of exalts? How big is a stack? Does it mean 20? Can I get 20 exalts? We'll see. That could be good. We'll have to do some testing there. For people that like to farm the Trial of Sekimas, I think what you're going to want to be doing is target farming the Arcanist chests. The Arcanist chests. Oh, thank you, Intexi, for the sub. So the Arcanist chests have the same improvements as the Researcher Strongbox. So you're going to have 100% more rarity quantity and increased chance of getting the rare currency. So you might want to be doing Trial of Sekimas, stacking up a bunch of those keys and target farming Arcanist chests. That might be a good strategy to making money. If you're already going in there to farm the relics and for jewels, now you got one more reason. So big buffs to Trial of Sekimas. We'll see what happens in the Chaos one. Massive buffs for Expedition. I think if you weren't already doing this, you want to go in your Atlas tree. On the remnants, you want to get the stuff for the remnants. Increase the buffs you get on them, because the stats on these have been increased, which means you can get item rarity, increased item rarity, increased item quantity on the chests here. They weren't multiplying correctly, apparently, and now they're going to have a higher quantity, higher rarity. So you might want to be target farming chests now in Expedition with these changes. That might be lucrative. Now it's a lot easier to do them. Hopefully they've reduced the one-shot mechanics, so that'd be great. So I think you're going to want to be doing maps with Expedition now. We will have to wait 24 more hours. Oh, no. I have plans. I got all these plans, man. What do you mean? Oh, no. They posted a few minutes ago? Don't tell me that, boys. Don't tell me that. Let me look at the thing real quick. Excuse me, I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm gonna refresh this. No, rolled back. No way, dude. 0.2.0 G patch notes rolled back. Here's an edit. Oh no. Okay, edit as of May 1st. The patch was rolled back as there was problems with skill gems disappearing. Whoa! We'll get this patch out again as soon as we can. Yeah, you got to roll that back, big boy. All right. Then we have found the issue that caused the skill gem to be missing, and we'll be fixing it internally. Oh my god. I wonder if everyone's gems are just gone. That would suck. All right. Well, I mean, everything else we talked about is still on for tomorrow. So yeah, you're going to want to do your expeditions. So here's what I think. You go in the Atlas, reset your Atlas to get chests, strong boxes, and you're doing expedition. I think if you're doing those three, oh, and obviously delirious, like make your maps delirious. With those increases, I think profitability of maps skyrockets. You can quote me on that. I think you're going to want to do that. That's going to be the new map setup. Whether Trial of Chaos becomes profitable or not, we'll have to see. If Sekimus becomes way more profitable, we'll have to see. But that's pretty much everything I got from the patch notes. I don't know if you guys saw something that I missed, but I think those are the biggest standouts for me and the biggest takeaways for you guys, so that you can try to, make more currency when you're in the game as soon as this gets live. Let's try to launch the game right now. Are you sure it's not going to be back on until tomorrow, man? That sounds a little crazy. Let's see. Let's try launching Path of Exile right now. I'm okay if they reverted the patch, let me play. Go spam some maps, with the boys. But if we're not going to be able to play until tomorrow, then I guess we're done for today. Right there at the bottom, PoE2 patch 0.2.0 G. Unexpected disconnection. Yeah, we can't play, boys. It's over. There'll be no PoE right now, huh? Damn, we're all just waiting to get our fix, man. We all complain about this game. They need to fix this, they need to fix that. This is bugged, blah, blah, blah. But we're all here. We're all here staring at these patch notes. We're all ready to go. We're just like little birds, and they're over here waiting to feed us. Let me see if they've got anything. Okay, so we'll view the thread. It just says rolled back. It doesn't say that they're gonna, let's see, announcements. Upcoming plans, no. Item changes. I don't see anything that says they're gonna not have the server back right now. Oh, they're gonna try to redeploy it tomorrow, Thursday. But they don't say it's gonna be down. Maybe the previous server will go back up and then they're just going to try to redeploy it tomorrow? Or does that mean we won't be able to play the game until tomorrow? Yeah, not. I hope that's not the case, man. I want to get back in the game and smash out some maps, but that's everything that I saw, boys. That's everything that I saw. I don't see anything else is going to be like life-changing. There's a few things here that I think you should go buy. I think I mentioned that the second you get back in the game, you're gonna want to buy a shit ton of these expedition logbooks. I think the value of those are gonna go up. People have been getting rid of them, like 5-10 exalts. Buy all of them. I'm gonna be buying as many as I can now, with the increased item quantity and rarity, and increase the buff of the remnants. If you're doing a build that uses the new war cry, or not, well, new to me, whatever batter shout, it's now a war cry skill. Go check the trade website. Make sure that if that's a part of your build, or you can use like the reduced cooldown on war cry skill, or the increased area of effect on war cry skill on a jewel, and that benefits this. Then go get that now before everybody flocks to it and the price skyrockets for you. To go do that. Those are like the two big things I see as far as pricing. I think that's pretty much it. I don't see anything else. No more abusing your tamed beast. No more abusing your minions. That's been removed. And some client fixes, but that's it. You know what's funny? I didn't see any item changes, so this is completely a rebalancing of currency, of us making money, which I think is a much needed fix, because how many of us were playing and not getting that dopamine? We're not getting that ching, you know? You're playing the game and you don't hear that noise. You're just kind of like, why am I doing this? But if every, I don't know how long needs to happen, but you hear that little ting, and you get that item you were looking for, or you see a, well, now you're going to be able to find blue items with a tier 5 mod, and they say they're going to roll the maximum tier of modifier on the blue items. You're going to be super excited. Oh, that's going to be huge. If you have a filter blade, if you have filter blade on, and on your filter blade you have it hiding blue items, you're going to want to go remove that from your filter right now. Because if, here, let me find it so I can just show you. I'm going to read it back to you right now. Blue or magic item. Okay. Let me see if I can find it on items. The tiering. Let's see if I can find it here. I'll explain to you why. Okay, tier 2 rare items now drop 4 often. Tier 3 to 5 now drop 30 more. Okay, no, where's the one that says tier 2? Okay, tiered magics have been significantly improved with tier 2 now calling 50% of the modifier range. Okay, tier 5 magic items will usually only roll the highest modifier available for a given type. Let me read that again. Tier 5 magic items. You know those blue items that you just disregard and don't pick up? Okay, tier 5 magic items will usually only roll the highest modifier available for the given type. This means that if you got your filter that is not showing blue items because you just disregard them, you're going to want to go back to your filter right now while you have time. The game isn't launched, and go remove that from your filter, because you're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities to recombinate. And if you don't like recombinating, it's fine. Take it and go sell it on the market to someone who does. I'm sure there'll be a ton of people looking to buy them from you. So if you're a crafter, you're super happy. If you're just someone that doesn't want to be bothered, wants to just rather sell it, there's an easy way to make currency. But just go fix your filter, because you're going to miss out. You're going to be wondering, why is everybody getting items and you're not? So go do that. Actually, that's huge. I don't know why I just passed it up. I need to make like a list of all these things and put it on the Discord for you all, so you don't have to remember everything. Okay, but I think that's it right there, right? We will be able to play on 0.2.f. Okay, cool. It is down for the rollback part. Oh, no. Yo, Nop. If I'm going into Chaos Trial and I'm getting a stack of Chaos Orbs, I'm running Chaos Trials. Right? What is a Chaos Orb right now? What's the value? 6 Exalts? A stack of Chaos Orbs? Can you imagine finishing or completing a room and getting 20 Chaos Orbs? That's almost a divine. I'd be stoked if that's what's going to happen. If I get 10 Exalt or 20 Exalt, am I happy? That's not bad either. I'll take that. You finish a Trial of Chaos in what? 20, 25 minutes? So maybe you're doing 3 an hour? So maybe this makes it so you're guaranteed like 1.2, 1.5 divine an hour, assuming that you don't get like a really juicy soul core. So I'm actually pretty excited about a lot of these changes. I'm actually going to make a list of everything that kind of stands out, and I'll add it for you guys on the Discord. And I'll add like what I'm going to be trying out in terms of the differences in the Atlas tree, and even some things to be trading. And I'll put a reminder on there to change your filters. So I'm going to add all that in there as well. But we're going to have to change the filters there. I don't want any of you guys missing out on the juicy loot. 7x last time they got out. Yeah. So you see what I'm saying, man? I honestly think that's a little crazy because they use the word stack. If they actually allow us to get a stack of chaos, that'd be insane. I imagine it's going to be tiered. Like, you're much more likely to get a stack of Regals or a stack of Exalts than you will a stack of Chaos, right? Hell, I'll take a stack of Alchemy Orbs. So we'll see. We'll see how often it is, you know? I'll run 50 of them, and I'll make a video on, like, the amount that I get per hour or something like that. We'll have to make, like, a spreadsheet on that, and we'll add it in there for everybody. So yeah, if you're on the Discord and you want to get a list of everything that was talked about on here and what it means after the patch, it'll be on the Discord in a bit. I'm going to write all that stuff up right now. But I think that's it for the stream, boys. There's not much else to talk about. I was going to keep streaming, you know, the new patch, but I guess we're waiting on that. So I guess for now, all I could do is create a list for you for what to be doing once the patch goes live. And then we'll stream the second the patch goes live, you know? That's all we can do. No. Nope said, no. Forget your chaos, bro. I'm good with the stack of divines, buddy. I hear you, man. I hear you. But I guess we're going to make this stream short, boys. Thanks a lot for hopping in. I appreciate your time. If you haven't already, go find me on YouTube. I have a channel on there where I put all my guides up. I don't know if you guys care about guides and stuff like that, but I've been putting up a bunch of guides up there. If you're interested, I'll show it off real quick. You guys can let me know what you think of the builds. Always taking requests. If you have like a crazy idea that you want to see it fleshed out, let me know. But it's right here. You can find it at Easy Mode Guides on YouTube. We just came out with some Terracotta Soldier guide. That was a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys are into minion builds, but I made the Terracotta Soldiers be able to clear T15 maps, like actually pretty well, like crazy. Like you don't get how well it performed. It was pretty silly, and killing the T15, T16 bosses was really easy too. I'm doing like a million damage per second. That's how good I got it. We got a Lich build out here. So if you like your minions, I've been playing. I didn't play minions at all last league, so I've just been trying minions. I put out a cold league starter because that's what I started the league with. And after I'm done with this new build that I'm running, I'm making a skeletal sniper build. So I figured that might be my last minion build. It's like it's juicy min max. Like everything is decked out, so people can see how does it compare with skeletal mages. Because if you're a fan of minions right now, you know that the price of skeletal mage items goes through the roof. If you want to get your Sun Splitter for lightning, you better have 120 divines, 150 divines. If you want to have your Prism of Belief for skeletal mages, 150 divines. Just those two items, you're talking 300 divines, is nasty. So an alternative to that, I'm hoping, is we get to run the skeletal sniper. And right now, I'm just waiting for the bug fix for the Prism of Belief. And once that goes through, I will have level 40 skeletal snipers. And I'm going to go take it in the Simulacrum and see if we can't do T4. If we can, then they're better than the mages. So that's what I'm hoping. But if you guys have any other ideas for builds, if you guys want to see anything, let me know. My channel's here. Of course, I stream almost daily on Twitch, on Kick, and on YouTube. So if you want to come hang out, I'm always on the Discord, by the way. So if you like mapping, you want to come join me and hang out for a little bit, we'll be on stream doing maps. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out. I appreciate your time. I know you could be watching anyone else, so thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. And I'll see you as soon as the patch comes out. Y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.